Okay, now we want to explore creating more layouts. So far we have only the basic form, which is okay for entering information. After that's entered, we're going to want to do some other things with it. So to create different layouts, we go to the layout mode. Here it's showing us the structure of the form. And the way this works, each of these are graphic objects. This is a placeholder for the field, and this is just the text that says last name. We won't do any editing here. Where the records menu was, there's now the layouts menu. We've already used the layout setup. Now we're going to go to new layout. And we sort of have a new layout report wizard. The layout should always be given names, so I'm going to think about putting together a simple list. So let's just call it that. But always give these reports names. Don't leave them as layout 1, 2, whatever. Identify what kind of a layout. I just want a list, as we said. For this example, we're just going to click through these defaults. Specify fields. So these are all the fields in my database, but now I can have layouts that only show some of those things. With these things, I can click and click move. Usually we'll just double click. If you wanted all of the fields in a different kind of a layout, then you could do move all. So double clicking moves those things over there. And I'm just going to create a simple list that has first name, last name, and date of birth. You could move these things around by sliding them up or down. Well, I'm going to leave them there. You can decide how you want to sort things. Usually we'll sort lists by last name. You have control over here if you wanted it sorted in reverse alphabetical order, but when you're doing by alphabet, usually ascending order is the choice. You could also have it then do it by first name if you knew you had a list where there were lots of duplicates on last name, but that'll do well enough for us. If we're prepping something for printing on the black and white laser printer, either of these first two choices are fine. If you're preparing something for how it's going to look on the screen or for color printer, then these other things would be worth exploring. I'll just leave that on standard. Each of these pop-ups has the same choices in it. So they're all the same. You can just decide where you want something. So layout name is a good one to have up at the top center. But really you can put these things wherever you want them. We can add our own custom text, large or small. So we rarely would use all 6 of them, but you can put things in all of them if you want, or 1 or 2 of them as we have here. We're not going to get into any scripts just yet. And then the options at the end, this is the last screen. View the report in preview mode, which is one of the other modes under the view menu, but we want to look at the layout mode because we want to learn a little bit about how the layout mode works. Here is the layout of my simple list. If I take a look at that in the browse mode, then you see the difference between the basic form, which I can still look at, and the simple list. Now I want to point out a problem with adding new fields, because last time we added a field, we went to define fields, we typed in the name of the field. So let's start thinking about this as an employee database. So I'm entering another date. This will be date of hire, and we'll just click done. So notice that this layout just changed drastically. Last time we were on the basic form, and notice the date of hire isn't here. So new fields are not added to every form, every layout, and we wouldn't want them to be. But they are automatically added to whatever is the current layout. So a good thing to think about is get to the basic form before you're going to do any editing of the fields. Then when you add a new field, it'll be added to this, and we want to keep the basic form with all of the fields. And then we want to have other forms, like the simple list, where we just have some of the information in the database. So let's look at how we can fix this and learn a little bit about the components of the layout mode. These are the things that were added, these two things. As we said before, these are text and these are placeholders for the fields. Now in this simple list, I don't want these at all. So I'm just going to click on them, graphic objects like we've worked with before, and delete them. Now if I look back to the browse mode, it still doesn't look like it did before. And the reason for that is this space. This space was added. So I just click on this dotted line and drag it back up to where it was. And now the list looks the way it did before. One more item on the layout before we wrap up this session. These things I can edit. These things I can't. If I double click on a field, then it gives me the opportunity really to change which field should be specified there. I don't want that. But if I double click in this, this is a completely editable object. So I can make it say, even though the name of the field is DOB, I can type out date of birth, and then in the browse mode, especially if I have someone who's not very familiar with what I'm doing, entering the information, it's a lot easier to figure out. Maybe someone wouldn't know what DOB is.